Let's talk about hiring. Hiring can be tough. Interviewing, finding the right kind of talent, recruiting them, it can be difficult. And I feel like a dirty little secret of developing a great company culture is how much it goes hand in hand with hiring well. And that can feel like a crapshoot sometimes. It can feel like you get what you get. You toss a roll of dice, this person looks good on paper, they seem good in an interview process, we'll see how they actually show up. There's a lot of truth to that. I've often said that you never really know what their work will be like until you actually put the work in their hands. There's no way to really know that in an interview process. But you can test, you can have a multiple stage interview process, you can have more people involved in the interviewing process. You can actually call and follow up on references and actually ask them questions that'll maybe get some honest answers out of them. And you can double check some things. You can do your research on your end, and I recommend that. We've certainly found over the years that we've been in business here at Tax Pro Marketer. We've interviewed countless people and employed quite a few over the years that we've been in business. And we have found over the years that just increasing the length and thoroughness of that interviewing, screening, testing process in the interviewing stages actually is helpful and is worthwhile. It's a lot less costly. It feels costly when you just need to get somebody in place in terms of time and effort and energy and all that, but it's a lot less costly actually than bringing somebody on who is going to be a poor fit for your organization and actually affect the other folks in your organization, going to affect the culture, maybe affect your ability to deliver the services at the level of excellence that you're striving to provide. It's a lot more costly to have somebody come in and not be able to perform in the way that you're hoping than it is to just spend a little extra time doing your research and making sure you're hiring the right kind of person. So there is that culture is somewhat dependent upon hiring, but hiring actually benefits equally from culture. And that's something we've discovered over the years here at Tax Pro Marketer. As our culture has just developed to become what it is, the great company culture that I believe that we have, that our team certainly seems to feel strongly that we have, the culture that we enjoy here, it's developed to the point that our employees and our contractors and the different folks that interact and connect with us and work for us, their friends want to connect to what we're doing here. The folks that work for us, their friends want to work for us. In a lot of cases, they'll have multiple friends that do. And so we now often, for the last many years, it's been the case that we have people come to us that would like to work for us that are the kind of person that we want to hire, that would be a fit for our organization. They see the culture that we have. They're the kind of person that wants to be in that kind of a culture and contribute to that kind of a culture because they have similar values and a similar spirit about the way that they approach their work and the world to the way that we do here. And so you wind up finding and attracting the right kind of people that are just going to benefit that culture, and it becomes this self-sustaining thing. It becomes much easier to find good talent and quality people that are going to be a good fit for your organization because your organization develops a reputation as you develop a culture that people want to be a part of. And it's not going to be for everyone. If you have systems of boundaries and rest built in, you may have some folks that are committed to being a workaholic and they don't want to have those kind of boundaries on their work, and they are going to realize they don't fit in. Or maybe they want to always communicate in ways that are noisy and urgent and immediate, and they can't get used to our communication style here at Tax Pro Marketer, where we try to respect each other's mental space so that we can do quality work, and then keep our interactions in ways that are effective and efficient so that we can do quality work when we're not doing busy work. So we have some things like that just aren't going to be a fit for everyone. But for those that would be drawn to it, a lot of times they're a good fit for our culture. And so it makes it much easier to recruit and to find the right kind of people. And when you have the right kind of culture that draws the right kind of people who contribute further to that culture being a great culture, you have this self-sustaining, virtuous cycle of finding good talent. So actually investing in your culture, doing all these things that we talk about here at Tax Pro Marketer to develop your company culture and is something that people want to be a part of, actually helps you a ton in the hiring process in the long haul. And it is a long play. There are short play things you can do to crack the whip and get people to perform for you in the way that you want them to, and that might deliver results for you in the short term, but it's going to burn people out. It's going to make people not want to work for you long term. It's not going to attract the right kind of talent that you want. It's really something to be avoided. Here at Tax Pro Marketer, in a lot of the ways that we do a lot of things, we try to play the long game where we're going to get the biggest results instead of going for the short, easy wins that are going to get micro results in the short term, but not pan out well in the long term. So encourage you to think about your hiring process, encourage you to be working on your company culture as a way to help that. And then some of the ways you might think about this is to hire the right kind of people and then train the right kind of skills. You may go looking for someone who's got these right built-in experience, skills, and sets of experience from the get-go. What we have found is that for a lot of positions, you actually can look for the right kind of person who's got the right kind of work ethic, the right kind of integrity, the right kind of team spirit, the right kind of commitment to excellence just as a human being in all that they do, even if they don't have specific experience in the area that you're hiring for currently. If their personality type is one that's a good fit for the kind of work involved, and they have congruent experience in life, even if it's not a direct one-to-one of the kind of work that you're going to be putting in their hands, if it seems like they could handle this kind of work because they've done similar work or they've got the right kind of personality type for it, and everything else lines up where they're the right kind of person who's going to contribute excellent work and be an excellent coworker in your company, hire that kind of person and train them on the specific skills that you're looking for. Obviously, this won't fit for everything. If you're looking for someone that needs to be in a highly specialized role, at times you have to just find the person who already knows how to do that thing. But if you've got a role where you can train the skills, find the right kind of person, then train the skills. And a couple of other things that we found that are helpful are to hire hard workers and then teach them how to rest. Teach them how to have boundaries on their work. Hire workaholics essentially, and then help them to take good care of themselves. Help them to value their mental health. Help them to value their family time and their life outside of work and their own patterns of rest and recreation. You can actually help them with those things, and then you're in this position of helping someone to be a healthier person, and you've got someone on your hands who is willing to work hard for you. And we've found that to just be a great way to approach it. Similarly, hiring folks that are detail-oriented and sort of perfectionistic and helping them to cool it on that a little bit is a lot easier than trying to get people to pay attention to details when they don't have a tendency to pay attention to details, depending on the position. It's more important in some than others. And similarly, back to the hardworking kind of workaholic type, it's much easier to teach a workaholic how to occasionally rest than it is to find someone who isn't given to work hard in their job and teach them to work hard. So just things to consider when you're looking at hiring. Also consider a 3 to 4 month trial period in your hiring process. That's something we do. We explicitly state to new hires that we have a 3 to 4 month trial period where either of you can say it's not working, go your separate ways, and there hasn't been a huge cost investment. Hopefully at that point, it's a lot better to find it out in the first 3 to 4 months than it is to find out 8 months down the road and have to rebuild again. So things to consider in your hiring and in your culture.